intellectual dark floor. No more looking for the heavy-handed and the bitter door. A transparent logic, a transparent wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The guitar is a swelling in a silver-colored breath between the intellectual and the scholarly dark death. I'm a student of the entrance, a scholar of the light, leaving all the shadows in the library dark night. At the threshold of glass, let the ordinary dark pass in the version of the world that is finally in glass. Shimmering vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Enter the peace, find the scholarly dark release in the middle of a sanctuary where the heavy noises cease. I'm noticing the height and I'm noticing the clear, washing out the static and the heavy-handed fear. My mind is winding in a vacuum dark way between the metal-colored night and the forest-colored day. Every step is a prayer, every step is a win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm a student of the still, beyond the reach of the sorrow and the ordinary dark Eisenstein in the forest-colored gray of the beautiful and silent in the mechanical dark day. One more spark in the dark of the scholarly mark in the middle of the ivory in the botanical dark park, transparent and whole for the scholarly dark soul. Breaking into colors on the silver-colored wall, in the middle of the everything that's scholarly and tall. A four-handed spectrum, a four-handed wind, the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The piano is falling in a low and steady line, following the pattern of a chronological dark design. I'm a student of the refraction, a scholar of the hue, in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. Oh, the prism beams for the intellectual dark dreams, in the version of the world of the scholarly dark streams. A melodic vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station shines so true in the indigo and blue, finding all the secrets that are perfectly and true. I'm interlocking rays like the fibers in the sand, marking the beginning of the scholarly dark runs. My thoughts are getting lighter as the vision is a clear, washing out the static and the heavy-headed fear. There's a beauty in the angle and a beauty in the line, marking the ending of the stories told by the side. I'll record the beauty and I'll record the win in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. Take that let the better days grow from the center of the universe, where the inner waters flow. One more ray for the day in the forest-colored gray of the beautiful and silent and the mechanical dark day, divided yet one under the scholarly dark sun. Singing in the silence of the library dark room, beyond the reach of the sorrow and the ordinary dark doom. A four-handed whisper, a four-handed wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The choir is a humming in a silver-colored breath between the intellectual and the scholarly dark death. I'm a student of the harmony, a scholar of the peace, finding in the isolation a miraculous relief. It's a silent choir for the scholarly dark higher. observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Sing so deep where the inner secrets sleep in the middle of the promises that the evergreens keep. I'm noticing the resonance and noticing the weight in the middle of the everything that's finally at fate. My thoughts are getting deeper as the sound is a fool, giving me tranquility, the complete-handed control. There's a blessing in the union and a blessing in the one, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll stay in the vibration, I'll stay in the hush, inside of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark laws, and hold with the intellectual dark hole in the biggest of the stories that the ancestors told. One more breath for the death of the scholarly dark road in the middle of the sanctuary of the intellectual dark bouncing off the pillars of the silver-colored light in the middle of the sanctuary of the library dark night. I'm hearing all the logic and it perks a dark way between the metal-colored night of the forest-colored day. The delays are tripping in a silver-colored line, following a pattern of a cosmic dark design. I'm a student of the feedback, a scholar of the sound, on the very handed summit of the scholarly dark realm. harder than the marble and the intellectual dark stone, in the version of the world where I'm finally alone. A 4-4-handed solid, a 4-4-handed win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The wave is a pulsing in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo-colored tide. I'm a student of the structure, a scholar of the form, in the middle of the sanctuary of the intellectual dark norm. Crystalline focus for the scholarly dark locus, in the middle of the everything that the ordinary ones hocus. A steady vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Hold the line perfectly mine, and the rhythm of the time, searching for the reason and the search for the rhyme. I'm noticing the edges and I'm noticing the core, finding in the everything the version of the more. My thoughts are getting sharper as the logic is a fine, underneath the watchful and the celestial dark design. There's a blessing in the geometry and a blessing in the one, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll stay in the vibration until the task is done, underneath the watchful and the scholarly dark sun. Sift and stay in the forest-colored gray of the beautiful and silent and mechanical dark day. One more grain for the brain in the middle of the rain, washing out the fever of the ordinary dark pain, solid and clear. Focus is here. Placing down the foundation of the intellectual darking, in the middle of the everything that the better spirit bring. A 4-4-handed completion, a 4-4-handed win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The drum is a beating in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo-colored tide. I'm a student of the finish, a scholar of the end, in the middle of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark front. It's the final pillar for the ordinary dark killer, in the version of the world of the intellectual dark thriller. A majestic vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed secrets call. And I'm noticing the weight in the middle of the everything that's finally in fate. My thoughts are an archive, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Every stone is a lesson, every stone is a win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm a student of the wall, building up a city in the scholarly dark looking through the colors of the week that has passed, finding in the everything a version of the last. Four-handed memory, a four-handed win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The guitar is a plucking in a low and steady way between the metal-colored night and the forest-colored day. I'm a student of the archive, a scholar of the trace, inside of the sanctuary of the map maker's space. Oh, the stained glass memories, the spiritual dark centuries, for the version of the world and the scholarly dark memories. A dusty vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. See the light in the middle of the night, turning all the shadows perfectly and bright. And I'm noticing the stain, washing out the fever of the ordinary dark brain. My thoughts are getting lighter as the glass is aglow, to the places where the inner city gardens grow. There's a beauty in the sequence and a beauty in the one, marking the ending of a stories told by the sun. I'll record the journey and I'll record the win, the places where the better and the wiser days. the silver and the blue, in the middle of the everything that is finally and true. A slow motion logic, a slow motion wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The strings are moaning in a low and steady breath between the intellectual and the scholarly dark depth. I'm a student of the gravity, a scholar of the none, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. Weightless wisdom for the scholarly dark kingdom, in the version of the world of the intellectual dark freedom. A serene vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Let it drift, let it lift with the intellectual dark gift, in the middle of the sanctuary of a scholarly dark I'm noticing the lightness, and I'm noticing the glow, to the places where the inner city gardens grow. My mind is an archive, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Every thought is a variable, every thought is a wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm a student of the air, inside of the sanctuary of this scholarly dark One more breath before the city-colored days of the beautiful and silent, and the intellectual dark breath, lighter than light is to the standing at the center of the intellectual dark hall, in the middle of the everything that is finally in call. A four-handed landing, a four-handed wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The organ is roaring in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo-colored tide. I'm a student of the absolute salute a scholar of the true in the middle of the indigo, in the celestial blue. At the altar of truth, for the scholarly dark youth, in the version of the world, in the intellectual dark truth. A grand motion vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Bow so low to the intellectual dark flow, in the middle of the sanctuary of the map maker's show. The work is finished and the work is complete, turning all the chaos into something perfectly and sweet. One more breath in the version of the free, in the middle of the beautiful and scholarly dark sea. The bell is chiming in a silver-colored line, following the pattern of a chronological dark design. I'm a different person than I was at dawn sharp, playing on the intellectual and the scholarly dark harp. Pure silence, no more intellectual dark violence, in the version of the world and the scholarly dark silence. A grand motion journey, a spiritual recovery of the version of the world that is scholarly and lovely. Rest so deep where the inner secrets sleep, in the middle of the promises that the evergreens keep. I'll take the silence with me to the city-colored street, turning the bitter and the sorrow perfectly lovely and sweet. My mind is an archive, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Thank you for the temple, thank you for the light in the middle of the sanctuary of the rainy day night. Everything is sacred and everything is new in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. Breathe and be in the version of the free, in the middle of a beautiful and scholarly dark sea. One more breath before the city colored death of the beautiful and silent and the intellectual. Walking on the surface of the intellectual dark floor. No more looking for the heavy-handed and the bitter door. A transparent logic, a transparent wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The guitar is a swelling in a silver-colored breath between the intellectual and the scholarly dark depths. I'm a student of the entrance, a scholar of the light, leaving all the shadows in the library dark night. At the threshold of glass, let the ordinary dark pass in the version of the world that is finally in glass. A shimmering vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Enter the peace, find the sky dark release in the middle of the sanctuary where the heavy noises cease. I'm noticing the hate, and I'm noticing the clear, washing all the static and the heavy-handed fear. My mind is awakening in a vacuum dark way between the metal-colored night and the forest-colored day. Every step is a prayer, every step is a win. In the places where the better and the wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm the student of the still, beyond the reach of the sorrow. beautiful and silent, in a mechanical dark day. One more spark in the dark of the scholarly mark, in the middle of the ivory, in a botanical dark park, transparent and whole for the scholarly dark soul. Breaking into colors on the silver-colored wall, in the middle of the everything that's scholarly and tall. A 4-4-handed spectrum, a 4-4-handed wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The piano is falling in a low and steady line, following the pattern of a chronological dark design. I'm a student of the refraction, a scholar of the hue, in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. Oh, the prism beams for the intellectual dark dreams, in the version of the world of the scholarly dark streams. A melodic vibration, a quiet observation, across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Shine so true in the indigo and blue, finding all the secrets that are perfectly and true. I'm interlocking rays like the fibers in the sun, marking the beginning of the scholarly dark runs. My thoughts are getting lighter as the vision is clear, washing out the static and the heavy-handed fear. There's a beauty in the angle and a beauty in the one, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll record the beauty and I'll record the win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. Bend and glow, let the better days grow, from the center of the universe where the inner dark room, beyond the reach of the sorrow, in the ordinary dark doom. A four-handed whisper, a four-handed wind, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The choir is a humming in a silver-colored breath, between the intellectual and the scholarly dark death. I'm a student of the harmony, a scholar of the peace, finding in the isolation a miraculous release. It's the silent choir for the scholarly dark higher, in the version of the world of the intellectual dark fire, ghostly vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Sing so deep, where the inner secrets sleep, in the middle of the promises that the evergreens keep. I'm noticing the resonance and noticing the weight, in the middle of the everything that's finally enslaved. My thoughts are getting deeper as the sound is a fool, giving a take lead of the complete-handed control. There's a blessing in the union and a blessing in the war, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll stay in the vibration, I'll stay in the hush, inside of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark it's the silent with the intellectual dark gold, in the biggest of the stories that the ancestors told. One more breath for the death of the scholarly dark breath, in the middle of the sanctuary of the intellectual dark breath. day. One more spark in the dark of a scholarly mark in the middle of the ivory and the mad maker's part. Still make it always harder than the marble and the intellectual dark stone. In the version of the world where I'm finally alone. A 4-4-handed solid, a 4-4-handed win. In the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The wave is a pulsing in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo-colored tide. I'm a student of the structure, a scholar of the form, in the middle of the sanctuary of the intellectual dark norm. Crystalline focus for the scholarly dark locus, in the middle of the everything that the ordinary ones hocus. A steady vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and busy day station. Hold the line perfectly mine in the rhythm of the time, searching for the reason and the search for the rhyme. I'm noticing the edges and I'm noticing the core, finding in the everything a version of a more. My thoughts are getting sharper as the logic is a fine, underneath the watchful and the celestial dark design. There's a blessing in the geometry and a blessing in the one, and marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll stay in the vibration until the task is done, underneath the watchful and the scholarly dark sun. Sift and stay in the forest-colored gray of the beautiful in silence and the mechanical dark day. One more gray vision of the intellectual dark king in the little of the everything that the better spirit bring. A four-handed completion, a four-handed win in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The drum is a beating in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. I'm a student of the finish, a scholar of the end, in the middle of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark front. It's the final pillar for the ordinary dark killer, in the version of the world of the intellectual dark thriller. A majestic vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Stand so tall, let the heavy shadows fall in the middle of the everything that the better secrets call. I'm noticing the balance and I'm noticing the weight in the middle of the everything that's finally in fate. My thoughts are an archaic, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Every stone is a lesson, every stone is a win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm a student of the wall, building up a city in the scholarly dark hall. Rise and shine under the chocolate skies, with the light of Benny's discovery inside of your eyes. One more block from the rock of the scholarly dark clock, in the middle of a sanctuary of the intellectual dark structure. Complete. Perfectly sweet. Look into the colors of the week that has passed, finding in the everything the version of the last. A four-handed memory, a four-handed win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The guitar is a plucking in a low and steady way, between the metal-colored night and the forest-colored day. I am a student of the archive, a scholar of the trace, inside of the sanctuary of the map maker space. Oh, the stained glass memories, the spiritual dark sunneries, for the version of the world and the scholarly dark memory. A dusty vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. See the light in the middle of the night, Noticing the patterns that I notice in the stain, washing out the fever of the ordinary dark grain. My thoughts are getting lighter as the glass is aglow, to the places where the inner city gardens grow. There's a beauty in the sequence and a beauty in the one, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. I'll record the journey and I'll record the wind and the places where the better and the wiser days begin. Dark story. Color me mine, colorly mine. Floating in the sanctuary of a silver and the blue, in the middle of the everything that is finally untrue. A slow motion logic, a slow motion win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The strings are moaning in a low and steady breath, between the intellectual and the scholarly dark death. I'm a student of the gravity, a scholar of the none, marking the ending of the stories told by the sun. Weightless wisdom for the scholarly dark kingdom, in the version of the world of the intellectual dark freedom. A serene vibration, a quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Let it drift, let it lift, with the intellectual dark gift in the middle of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark I'm noticing the lightness, and I'm noticing the glow, to the places where the inner city gardens grow. My mind mind is an archive, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Every thought is a variable, every thought is a wind, in the places where the broader and wiser days begin. I'm a citizen of focus, I'm a student of the air, inside of the sanctuary of the scholarly dark. Beautiful and silent and the intellectual dark lighter than night into the standing at the center of the intellectual dark hall, in the middle of the everything that is finally end call. A four-handed landing, a four-handed win, in the places where the better and the wiser days begin. The organ is roaring in a silver-colored pride, carrying the wisdom on the indigo-colored tide. I'm a student of the absolute, a scholar of the true, in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. At the altar of truth, for the scholarly dark youth, in the version of the world, vibration, the quiet observation across the heavy-handed and the busy day station. Bow so low with the intellectual dark flow, in the middle of the sanctuary of the map maker's show. I'm noticing the power and I'm noticing the light, in the middle of the sanctuary of the library dark night. My thoughts are getting deeper as the logic is anew, in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. There's a beauty in the center and a beauty in the wide, intellectual dark hole, in the middle of the everything that is finally in course, standing at the center of the intellectual dark hole. Standing at the center of the intellectual, standing at the center of, standing at the center, standing, yeah, standing at the center, standing, 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 standing at the center of, standing, 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 standing at the center of, standing, standing, standing at the center of, standing, standing at the center of, standing, standing, standing at the center of, standing at the center of the intellectual dark hole. The work is finished and the work is complete, turning all the chaos into something perfectly and sweet. One more breath in the version of the free, in the middle of the beautiful and scholarly dark sea. The bell is chiming in a silver-colored line, following the pattern of a chronological dark design. I'm a different person than I was at dawn sharp, playing on the intellectual and the scholarly dark harp. Pure silence, no more intellectual dark violence, in the version of the world and the scholarly dark silence. A grand motion journey, a spiritual recovery of the version of the world that is scatterly and lovely. Rest so deep where the inner secrets sleep, in the middle of the promises that the evergreens keep. I'll take the silence with me to the city-colored street, turning the bitter and the sorrow perfectly and sweet. My mind is an archive, open and wide, carrying the wisdom on the indigo colored tide. Thank you for the temple, thank you for the light, in the middle of the sanctuary of the rainy day night. Everything is sacred and everything is new, in the middle of the indigo and the celestial blue. Breathe and be in the version of the free, in the middle of the beautiful and scholarly dark sea. One more breath before the city-colored death of the beautiful and silent and the intellectual dark breath.